fucking Thursday, City Beautiful. I'm Janico, your friendly neighborhood Filipino. Welcome to the Blacklist Society podcast, baby. New studio. My mission is to connect, encourage, and empower all of you listening out there, no matter your race, religion, creed, sexual orientation. My hopes is that when you get done listening to this, you start to cultivate and nurture your own creative outlet. Because it's all about finding your voice and speaking your truth. Why, you may ask? Because where there's truth, there's healing. And we definitely need a lot of that in this time. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Before we get into today's episode, I want to say thank you to everybody who bought a Blacklist Society mask last week. Shout out to Michelle. She bought 7. We have Melly Mel. We had Chan out there. Chad Rosario Velez. Thank you guys. There's so many more names out there. $5 from every Blacklist Society mask goes to the Seeds Labor Union. And if you haven't heard of that, the Seeds Labor Union is made up of the staff from Dandelions that was laid off during the pandemic. So this is in full support of them. On the right side of the mask, you'll see the Blacklist Society logo. It's a celebration of the underground creative scene here in Orlando. On the left, you'll see the Dandelion seed, and just showing that, hey, you know, we support the community out there. They held an open mic every Tuesday since 2006, allowing comedians, singers, rappers, poets to come up and speak their truth. And, you know, maybe this donation's not going to pay bills, but it is a symbol that, hey, I see you and we support you and I'm grateful. Maybe it's going to buy you lunch or put a tank of gas so that you can go to the next job. So I look forward to donating more money. Thank you to everybody buying a mask. With that being said, we got a very talented young man here on today's podcast episode.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure to introduce Jesse James. What's going on with you, man?
Brother.
How are you, man?
Appreciate that introduction.
Absolutely. If you could pick one word to describe how you're feeling overall today, how you feeling, man?
Great.
Let's go.
Yeah, feeling great.
Busy day today?
The usual, you know, just same old thing, you know, work, writing, meditation, and just, you know, just a lot of shakes, like those protein shakes.
Okay, what kind of protein shake you on right now?
I do celery, bananas. I do almond milk.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's really good.
Shout out to almond milk. I like almond milk with the almond butter, some bananas up in that joint.
Definitely.
You mentioned meditation. Like, meditation's very slept on. Right. I think it feeds into creativity, just the studies alone and my personal experience with it. What's a little bit about your meditation routine, and like how does that go down for you, and do you feel a difference in your day when you meditate versus when you don't?
Yeah, I meditate with sounds. So, you know, it's not just like just being quiet.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like sounds.
Okay.
I use sounds.
So you just put on a little bit of music and get into the zone?
I use like waves, like
binaural beats.
Yeah.
432. Get on your binaural beats out here.
Definitely.
Well, you know, it's a funny way how I actually first heard of your content, and I want to hear how you first heard of our content first. Right. But like, I remember getting a DM from a dime.
Okay.
Shorty was just like a dime, and she was like, check this artist out. And I was like, she's beautiful. Let me check this music out. What she's into. And then I clicked on it and went to one of your SoundCloud songs, and I was like, man, this guy's got bars and he's repping Orlando.
Definitely.
And that's where literally someone just sent me one of your tracks.
Wow.
And I was like,
that was ill.
Let's get into it. How'd you find out about Blacklist and what we got going on?
Or
do you remember how like our first touch and contact?
I think it was probably Instagram.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so like you see all types of stuff on Instagram. So I might have seen something about the Black Society.
Mm-hmm.
Then I looked into it. I was like, oh wow, this is hot, man. You know what I'm saying? What they're doing is fire. Like so I tapped into the interviews and yeah.
So that was the first thing that you heard. It was the interviews.
Definitely.
Awesome.
The interviews it drew me in because of how you were communicating with people. I liked how you were, you know. And then I started following you, and then I seen your overall daily process, like what you do, and I'm like, this guy's cool, you know.
I respect that.
Yeah, he's cool. Like
When you
I like
reached
that
out on the
vibe.
gram, there was really there was good energy behind it. Like you fucked with the
Definitely.
movement.
Yeah.
I definitely saw what you got going on. Tell the audience, for those who aren't familiar with your music, let's take it back to the genesis. Give us an origin story of Jesse James to where you're from, to how you became a music artist full time.
Okay. So originally I'm from the Bronx, New York,
BX, stand the fuck up.
right? And I moved around. I moved to all over the Bronx. Went to Philadelphia. I went
Okay.
to Lebanon, Reading in Pennsylvania.
Nice.
I was there. Been to Boston, you know, lived there. Virginia, and then Florida.
I was
pretty
very
much.
interested to see where you were from, because
Yeah.
off rip, when I heard your music, I was like, this is an up north flow, 100%. But I see that he's repping Orlando, so I was really excited, because this is my
Definitely.
first time hearing
Definitely.
that your origins is from the Bronx. So it's like,
Mhm.
where did you find music as a young kid? Like, is that something in the family? Was it something you heard on the block? I mean, what was your first
Yeah.
like love at first sight with hip hop? What was it like for you?
What it was is like I had a cousin who loved hip hop, and pretty much he would like put magazines, rip magazines, and put it on his wall.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just like my history.
Nice.
Cause now you're looking at all these pictures and you're like, who is this person? Who is this person? So I just learned. It's probably way before that. I would listen to like Hot 97.
Come on now.
Yeah, so whatever I heard, you know, I couldn't really hear, you know, like the curse words, because
Sure.
they, you know, so it wasn't like, so I would spit the commercial version, right?
Yep.
And then you know, other people would have the tape, but you know, we couldn't afford the tape. I can't get the tape, you know. Steal it from the radio.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So
Or I don't know if you did this back in
Dub
the
it.
day, like, yeah,
yeah.
recorded from the radio onto a cassette.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I would dub them. I would do that just to have those. Definitely. So
That's
you know,
awesome,
from
man.
there, you know, I always loved hip hop. But I loved other music also.
Okay.
You know, I started getting into like rock. I started getting into classical, Japanese music,
Lit.
like all types of music, because not only did I like to hip hop, I like music in general, but I love the sounds of different, you know, genres. The sounds, it's just amazing to me. So I think if I wasn't like writing, I would definitely be into beats.
Okay.
Yeah, because
You see, is that something you see like dabbling with in the future, like some Jesse
Nah.
James Productions?
Nah. I definitely won't be making beats.
Just slaying it with the pen and pad.
Yeah, because I mean, to make a beat is you know, people think it's simple. It's not that simple, man. You know, when I hear something, I know it when it's really good.
Absolutely.
You know,
Because they gotta create a vibe.
they have to. It can't be the
It's not just a hi hat and an 808. There has to
Nah.
be a like
Yeah.
artists. You know this, when there's a vibe behind the music,
yeah.
it's just
Definitely.
turned on, and
Yeah,
like you feel it.
automatically.
You feel it in your spirit, basically.
Exactly. That's and with beats, it makes me feel that way. So I know I won't be as good, so I won't be using my beats. I won't, and it, you know, I just rather work the pen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You gotta work what's best for you. What
Definitely.
was some of the top 3 like rock bands that you would listen to?
Metallica.
Hey,
I would do Guns N' Roses.
always.
And you know, I dabbled into Marilyn Manson.
Okay, cool.
There's
Early
different
on.
ones, but you know, there's a lot of this. I love it. I love a lot of the classic. I like the soft, but I like the metal. You know, also just different. you
What's
know?
rock like now? Like, do you keep your ear to what's rock like in 2020? I really don't have my ear to the ground on that. I mean, have you heard anything that's, you know, notable or worthy right now in
I
2020?
like bands, but I like underground bands.
Yeah.
You know, there's a band here in Orlando I'm trying to connect with.
What's her name?
They're hard, man. They're something serious, man.
You know their name?
Yeah, I do. You know, I don't know if to plug them in. I don't know.
Gotcha.
You know.
Go for. I don't know. Go for it.
But their name's Sweet Cambodia.
Sweet Cambodia.
Yeah, they are the truth, man.
Tommy, we're gonna have to look into Sweet Cambodia.
Yeah.
All the audience, check out Sweet Cambodia after that. What's the vibe
Definitely.
like?
Man, they jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm trying to build something because I have this rock song and I think that we could collab. So hopefully, you know, after this, you know, make it official. We've talked and you know, it's just the time difference, you know what I'm saying? They're busy, I'm busy. You know, we can't just get to that but yeah. Sweet
There's a couple
Cambodia.
things that you said that'd be cool to highlight, but
Mhm.
one, you said we talked. I love the fact that you're out here talking with other artists.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people want to just stay to their own lane, and that's cool. But
Mhm.
like, I love the fact that you take time to show love. You take time to show love to the team.
Right.
It looks like you're out here connecting with other rock bands or whatnot. So that's really dope. And the second thing is, I remember Rick Ross had this interview, and he was talking with Jay-Z.
Right.
And in the interview, he said, "Hey, how, in your opinion, how would I elevate my sound? Or how would I elevate specifically my stage presence?" And Hove, you know, shout out, that's the God right there. He
Shout out
said,
the whole, yeah.
he
It's a
said,
fact.
perform to live band.
Oh yeah.
And when I saw Rick Ross's performance after that, when he incorporated a live band, bro, like he lit the stage on fire.
Oh yeah.
So like, I would love to hear like some live
That's what I need.
instrumentation behind what
That's
you
what I
got going
need.
on.
I
Because
got-
can
I
you
got
imagine the energy,
I love that energy,
bro?
I love it. I could, you know, my son. We have two drum sets in the house.
Come on.
Yeah, we got an electric one and we got the Pearl.
Does he use it too, or is it
That's his.
what?
Yeah. So you know, we all about instruments. We all about sounds. We all about, you know, connecting with the music and, you know, not just any band, right? You just don't want to go with any band. You want that band, right? And you know, once my kids get older, you know, I'm gonna definitely have them be my band.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the goal. That's the goal. Because I only want to do live performances with the band. That's one thing that I'm gonna, you know, push for. It's great.
It's different, right?
It's beautiful. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? It's like if you could get a live band, you could get more people to come. You know what I'm saying? Because
You think so?
yes, man. You know what I'm saying? You could rock out the beats and everything. That's cool. But when you have that band with you, you feel it. You feel that. You feel like, oh man, I'm a superstar. You know what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely.
I'm here. Like, and with a band, I got some songs, man. I got some songs. I'm telling you.
We're gonna have to set it up with Sweet Cambodia, a little side
I
project.
got some songs, man. Love Sweet Cambodia. Shout out to Sweet Cambodia. We gonna work, brothers.
We
telling
speaking
you.
it out here into an existence
That's a
and
fact.
speaking over the youth to our love that you involve in your children and in the drums. So
Oh, yeah.
blessings over the son, man.
Blessings.
Because you know, I believe that because my youngest daughter, she likes to sing. My eldest likes to dance, and I
Right.
noticed with you what you're doing, if you give the children a way to express themselves creatively, like they find themselves in that.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if that makes sense to anybody. But
Yeah.
like, when you get them started young on a craft, naturally, as you learn the craft, you start to learn stuff about yourself, and then the
yeah.
lyrics start coming, and then the rhythm and the way you express yourself, and which is, I'm a big proponent of that, of people sharing the truth, finding their voice. Tell me how. So you grew up with music, you grew up listening to different music, you bounced
Yes.
around up north, you came here to Florida.
I
When
did.
did Jesse James pick up the pen? When was it like, yo, I want to start fucking writing
Like
bars?
7 months ago.
Get the fuck out of here. No.
Yeah.
7 months ago?
Yeah.
That's when you started picking up the pen and writing?
Yeah, because shout out to my homeboy Flacco 4K.
Shout out to Flacco.
Yeah. Green Fever Entertainment. Shout out to Keep It On The Low. He's my engineer too.
Let's go.
But you know, we connected. we connected on the music on the music tip because he was like, hey,
Who found who? Like, well, how'd that
well,
start?
that's my homeboy since I was a kid.
Okay, got you.
So once I seen on his page, hey, I'm doing a like a entertainment, like opening up a little company, and I was like, for real, bro? He was like, yeah, I'm gonna have studio, I'm gonna have visuals and all the whole 9 yards, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, for real, bro? He's like, yes. I'm like, all right, I'm ready. And then yeah, I just showed him I was ready. I already had a couple things written, but then I just started going crazy with my pen. I went in, my first session with him, we did like 7 songs, and it was all different type of vibes.
Like, you wrote them on the spot?
No.
Okay,
no,
gotcha.
no. I wrote them, and then we did a session. We
Gotcha.
I booked a session.
And you laid down. So that was your first time in the studio?
First time in the studio. First time in the studio.
My first time in the studio was probably 7 hours.
Wow.
No song done. So
Yeah.
your first time, you laid
Yeah.
down 7 tracks.
Yeah.
So no, wait. Let me rewind that.
Mm-hmm.
So, no cap. 7
Mhm.
months ago is when you really started doing this
Yes.
series.
Yes,
Ladies and
series.
gentlemen, don't sleep. Anything can happen in half a year.
Mm-hmm.
Less than half a year. My man's got tracks on tracks. Find them out here on SoundCloud. So, okay. So, you made the decision. You wanted to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know, like, hey, I want to make a career out of it? Or was it something more like along the line of a hobby? Or was it like, yo, I'm all in? What was your mentality behind it?
Yeah, I was all in because my man already had the company. He had the logo, he had everything I needed to say, hey, let's do it.
So the
You know what I'm
stars
saying?
aligned, and it was just like,
Yeah, and
it felt right.
definitely. It felt great, and I knew he could connect dots. He's a producer here. His this is this. So I felt confident and just going in and not saying I'm gonna go all in. You know what I'm saying? I felt confident, like I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna really create some good music. So it was rough in those 7 songs. It was rough because I was trying to get my express my emotion on songs and not just now it was a growth. You know what I'm saying? From
Absolutely.
now to now is like I have so much good songs, like great songs. It's just not just putting anything out there. Freestyle, I would do that mostly in the beginning. Freestyles, and it wasn't a complete song.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was growth, definitely growth in there.
How would you describe like your flow or your sound to the audience who's not familiar with Jesse James, like to the newcomers?
I mean, different.
Different.
Yeah, different. Cause
You definitely got that up north vibe
I do
on your tracks.
I do have that, but I have there's so many songs. Like my catalog is already that large that everything is different.
Yeah.
Everything is different. What I put on SoundCloud is not what I have on
On deck.
stashed. Yeah, it's like night and day. Yeah, it's okay, and I feel like those are okay. I just put them out, but the ones I have stashed are like hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Definitely.
talking about hits, the latest track that you sent me was Papyrus. So
Right.
for all the viewers, I want you to go on SoundCloud, find Jesse James. It's a track called Papyrus. Give us a little break back because this shit is fucking fire, bro.
Yeah.
This shit is fucking fire. I was thinking
Appreciate
about
it.
it on my way. I was doing a little nature trail today, and it's got like this cryptic vibe. It's got like this mystic vibe. It's going deep. Like I felt it. It wasn't just a track where you spitting and just snapping on, but like there was
Right.
some feeling behind it. My man
Yeah.
was going deep. So break down Papyrus for us.
Papyrus is I wanted to do a song talking about paper. So paper pretty much you well, I don't write with paper anymore. I do it on my
On phone? On phone?
yeah, on
Cell
the phone, the notepad. But I used to write on paper or draw or anything. You use paper for
Yeah.
anything. So I was like, it'd be cool to come up with with something about paper, right? So I'm looking it up, and then Papyrus came in, and I read about it. You can eat that too. It's just not it's like a scroll.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day, Egyptian times. And then one of my homeboys, shout out to Jux, um, we were working on like this Afro type of beat, right? But it never complete. And he was like, man, I think you could go crazy on this one because you get deep, you know? So I was like, yeah, we gonna work it out. Then I caught on to this beat, right? And then I was like, hold on. I think I could do something with this, with Papyrus, you know what I'm saying? So pretty much, I just had that, Egyptian, you know, I shouted out East Africa on there. And I just wanted to get a little deep, you know, talk about, like, a little substance on there. I mean, you know, I think it's different. I think it's something that not a lot of people are doing.
Yeah.
So I felt like maybe I put something different out instead of just the same old sound.
You know what was really cool is like with that Egyptian vibe that was going on, it felt like a hip hop artist like touching the past and bringing some of that to light now. It felt really reminiscent of like, and just your whole vibe really, it felt really reminiscent of like early Nas.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The way you come out with the bars and the way it's visual too. Like
I
Nas has
appreciate
this
that.
thing
Yeah.
where it's you could actually see what he's talking about, like the way he puts
right.
his rhymes and it invokes a visual image.
Oh, yeah.
And with Papyrus, I got that same, and that's a skill, you know,
Right.
so because some people rap melodically and it sounds very nice, but some
Right.
people have a gift of they're projecting a word that's creating a mental story. Does this
Right.
make sense?
Right.
And I
Oh,
got
yeah.
that with Papyrus,
Yeah.
so there's major vibes on it.
Yeah. The beat is crazy. You know, it's not.
Beat
It's
snaps.
it's a tough beat to rap on. You know, you when I heard it, I was like, you know, how am I gonna come at this? Cause I could have came bouncy.
Mm.
And I was like, you know, I wanna say it like spoken word,
Yeah.
kinda. You know, just so they can. It's just not a bounce. You know what I'm saying? It's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a vibe on it, man. It's definitely I want to say it's either my favorite track from you or at least top two. Like it's
Appreciate
definitely
that.
top two right there. And just diving into the song a little bit, you do mention Jesus Christ on the track.
I do.
Big shout outs to Christ.
Big
I'm
shout
assuming
outs.
you're a believer. Tell us a
Yes.
little bit about that.
Oh yeah, you know, I mean, pretty much, you know, my whole family is Christian, so you know, I do believe in Jesus. I do believe in God. So I don't talk about God a lot on every song,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that I had to say some things.
Absolutely.
Just to-
there
just
was a
to-
feeling behind it too. Like
Yeah.
like I could feel it. Like I felt that you felt the need to
Oh, yeah.
speak on your faith. And you know, I'm a believer in Christ. Before I started in corporate America, I
Mhm.
was in ministry school, so I became an ordained minister. So the scriptures and reading the scriptures like in Hebrew and Aramaic and Greek, like it has impacted my life in a way that I cannot express in words. So I'm extremely grateful for the Spirit of Christ, and I was extremely grateful for you to rap on a track because, I mean, let's just be honest, I don't know how you feel about this, but like when people talk about Christ and Christianity in general, it's so taboo now.
Right.
It's like a mind fuck. I never thought I would live to see where like being having faith in Christ would be so far fetched.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so attacked. So when I heard it in hip hop, I was like, man, it blessed my heart because you know, I believe in Christ and I believe in other things, but
Right.
when I needed help,
Mm-hmm.
Jesus showed up for me. So
Fact.
you know, that sets me ablaze, and I love hearing you. So respect for that.
Thank you. And I didn't curse.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you didn't have to. The song
Yeah,
was so
I
complete.
I didn't curse because I think not only that, you know, I mean, I want to bring it back a little bit.
Yeah.
So I want to tell you the reason, just not because my homeboy was starting a studio, right?
Okay.
Is because I want to leave something for my grandkids, for their grandkids. You know, it just keeps going, generational, and I think that music, it's like if you make great music, it's timeless.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm trying to, you know. Plus, I just want to express like what I went through, because you know there's times that you don't just tell everybody everything, right?
100%.
You know, so I think that I'm telling my truths on my songs. So when they do get older, you know, they listen to it and like, that's what my pops went through. You know, that's what my grandfather went through. Or this, that's what I'm doing it for. Cause we, you know, nobody lives 100 years, man.
Mm-mm.
Nobody lives in 100 years. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else is. Your name, you know, your kids, you know, your legacy is will be here if you did something.
Yeah.
Right? So if you just worked, let's say you just worked all your life and you just left, you died and you left your kids some money, fine, you left them some money. But maybe their grandkids will never know nothing about you. You know what I'm saying? They won't know that what kind of person you are, because now that it's gone, disappeared. No one's talking about you. You know what I'm saying? So this music is not gonna be forgotten. They're gonna hear it. Every one of them, they're gonna hear it. It's gonna keep going. You know, and they're gonna understand what I went through and appreciate that. Like, this is what I left.
That's fucking dope. I got chills, man, and I really hope that the audience gets to take away from that too. Like, being focused on legacy is what I'm hearing.
That's
you know
a
what I'm
fact.
saying? Because, and I'm sure you've seen it in our industry too. So it's so easy to get focused on a hit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or like, I want to make a club banger that's just gonna fucking pop off, versus yo, I want to make something that's gonna leave a legacy, so that you understand where I was at. So
That's
it
a
changes
fact.
the space so that you remember me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because
That's what I want.
we've seen one hit wonders.
Definitely.
In fact, you know, I mean, it kind of breaks my heart to say, like, you know, out of our city, my city, Orlando, Central Florida, we've seen one hit wonders pop off, but we haven't seen like the city's musical legacy being built. And that's really my heart with doing this and interviewing you. You know, I want to build the musical legacy, you know, and I look at you as a face in the city beautiful.
Appreciate
You're moving, you're shaking. You know, I hope that you feel the full support from us out here.
Definitely.
And it's like, question, and this is something that you can answer for the audience, but what are 3 things that you live by that have brought you success to this point?
I live by like death before dishonor.
Let's go.
Live by family and love. Definitely. Cause you know, I mean, if it's not my family, it's people that I grew up with. I don't have too many people that, you know, just not out of my circle and I'm communicating with all the time. Yeah, you know, to be honest, I'm not that friendly. You know what I'm saying? But
You keep to yourself.
yeah, I keep to myself because I'm so family oriented, and I only vibe with people that I feel that just genuine. So, you know, connecting with people like you or connecting with whoever else, you know, if I reach I even said it in my song, if I reach my arm out, it's because an angel was in me. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that it's not because, you know, because maybe I might feel like fuck you this day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it's just different. It's different. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Man, I respect that. I mean, for me, I think if I was to say, it'll probably change by the day, but one of the 3 core things that I live by is, number 1 is elevate the space. Wherever I'm at, you know, my mission is to elevate the space. And what that means is just bring the energy to a higher level. Like, if you get to know me more, like, I don't like gossiping about people. I don't like talking about people behind their back. Like, whenever I'm speaking with somebody, I want to elevate the conversation.
Nice.
That I live by.
That's respectable.
If today was my last, what would I want to see accomplished? You know, and that's something I've gotten in this last couple of weeks, because my performance coach, she was like, yo, you got to ask yourself better questions. And she was like, you got to ask yourself a question that's going to lift your mood every day. And so one of the questions was, if I were to die today, what do I want to see accomplished? If it was my last 24 hours, live like that. And I don't feel like I could ever go wrong with that, you know, because I'm not going to leave any stone unturned. And I think the last thing is also, the third thing that I would live by, and that I do live by, is maxing out my potential. Like, I love potential, but I want to max that shit out. You know, I want to tap my potential. We
No,
all
that's a
have
fact.
potential, but it's different when
yeah.
somebody's tapping that shit.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're in the
That's a
midst of,
fact.
you're in an exciting time where you're tapping your potential, you're tapping
Yeah.
your talent,
Mhm.
your music's getting onto the airwaves, your
Mhm.
social media presence is bubbling up. There's a lot of exciting things going on.
Definitely.
So I mean, that's a little bit about how I live by, and I respect everything that you live by. Has there been a time where you wanted to quit the music dream and that you had to tell yourself or talk your way out of it and get back on track? Have you faced that yet? I know it's early in the journey, but
Yeah.
I mean, every artist kind of has a little bit about that.
I have, because of the hours I'm putting in.
Gotcha.
You know,
It just gets
like,
overwhelming, is what you're saying?
it gets exhausting. You know, if I go to the studio, sometimes I go to the studio 3-4 days, sleep in the studio.
Back to back.
Yeah, back to back. You know, I'm not eating right. There's all types of stuff. You know what I mean? You're not with your family. You're not. You know, you just making music, which is cool, but you know, at the same time, it gets like draining.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
talk to me about that, just out of curiosity. When you say like you're not eating right during those times, like
Yeah.
what do you think you could change to elevate that situation? Whether it be like, you know, grabbing a snack or something like that, or a little quick smoothie. Like, what are some things that you would want to see changed?
Yeah, I mean, we eating nothing but pizzas, you know, and
Orlando got good
hamburgers and-
pizzas right now, man.
Yeah, you know, when I do those missions, you know, I'm in Ocala. You know,
Yeah.
shout out to Ocala, man.
Big
you
shout
know,
outs to
I
Ocala.
like Ocala, man. You know, so you know when I'm over there, you know, it's pizza,
It's grind.
yeah, you know, you inside, you don't want to leave. You know, you just wanna work. You wanna accomplish as much as you can, and you know, stay focused. You know, the time, like not sleeping. You
Come
know,
on,
you
man.
just staying up all night. Just you know that, all of that stuff. You know, and
It adds up.
Yeah,
it takes a toll. And you know, and this is for the creative community and even for the entrepreneur community, but it's very slept on, this topic.
Mhm.
But I am 100% convinced, Jesse, that what you eat is reflected in your creativity and productivity. 100%.
That's a
You know,
fact.
people don't really like to admit that, but you know, prior to the pandemic, bro, like I
Yeah.
was not in a healthy space. Like I did a 30-day juice cleanse. I had to detox. I stopped smoking. I stopped fucking the alcohol and all this.
Right.
And I lost 35 pounds, bro. And my mind, I say
what
that
I'm
to
talking
say,
about.
my mind started moving different.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like when your mind
definitely.
and your spirit is moving on the same thing, bro, you can get shit done. Like
That's a fact. You need that potassium.
You're 24
you need
hours
that
now.
magnesium. You need that
Yeah,
calcium.
absolutely.
You need that iron. You know, you need all of that. 'Cause
Shout out to
without all-
B12.
B12. You know, you need all of that. You know, because it helps you. You first of all, no one's eating. You know, really healthy.
Right.
You know, those vitamins do help. You know, and if you do a shake or you know those things, they help. You know,
Yeah.
with the process. You know, sometimes you feeling a little weak or you feeling down or stressed or depressed. Those things can make you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mentally.
100%. Like I don't know if you heard about this, but blueberries, the way their chemical makeup, they actually do things in the body to alleviate depression.
There you go.
That's fucking crazy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Sometimes we
just
don't need
eating
all these
blueberries.
pills. Like, so just
Yeah.
throw in some fruits. You know,
With
some
you
good fruits.
depressed, eat some blueberries.
So like kale, blueberry smoothie
Yeah.
with some coconut water. Add some cherries or some strawberries up in the mix.
That's a fact.
Honestly, man,
That's
I think
banging.
it's very slept on. But I want to just drop that gem to the creative community. Like, you know, get some leafy vegetables, get smoothies. You know, for me, like I'm not a big vegetable person. I don't really
Magic
like
bullet.
veggies like that. But when I blend it in a smoothie, and then you get into your creative space, listen, I'm telling you, I want some feedback on this. Up your smoothie intake. Get to whatever you're creative, whether you're a painter, an artist, you're an entrepreneur, and just see how your mind starts to move different. It's something like, because Orlando's my city. I'm born and raised here. I
Shout
just
out
want
to
to see
Orlando, man. We
big
love
shout outs to
Orlando.
big shout outs to the O, to the 407. I just want to see the community get healthy, because if we're all healthy, we're all moving, we get to create the culture, and I think
There's
it
a lot of
impacts
talent
the
out
art.
here, though.
It's amazing.
It's a lot of talent.
Sleeping
just,
talent.
Not just music. painters,
Yes.
graphic designers, all types of, even, the engineer, the producer, all these people. There's
Come
some
on, man.
real talent out here, and it's like, what's crazy is like, you see Tampa, they blowing up, people getting
Shout
signed.
outs to Tampa too, man.
Yeah, shout out
I
to
fuck
Tampa.
with Tampa heavy,
People
Ybor
getting-
City.
People getting signed in Tampa, people getting signed in Orlando. I just feel like, everybody wants to be that dude.
Yeah.
You want to be that person. I'm that dude. Instead of uniting, I feel like there should be more, a little united. Like a coalition. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like, yo,
yeah.
this is ours. We forget everybody else out of this city.
Yes.
Type stuff. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
ours. If people were like that,
Yeah.
like, let's say we all like that. You're posting my music. I'm posting their music. He's posting that music. Everybody's posting.
It's a
each other's-
movement now.
It's crazy. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because it's not just people are fucking with each other. It grows because that's gonna grow. That movement is gonna grow. They're gonna see, oh man, the whole city is united, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
That's,
saying?
you're talking my language. That is the initiative of Blacklist Society. That's the initiative of shout outs to OCC, Orlando Creative Community. People are starting to unite like that. And I'm just excited. Like you
Yeah.
said, there's an amazing group of eclectic artists, from painters. Shout outs to Erman Lemus, Allison Westbourne. I want to get the painters on the podcast. Shout outs to the engineers, to the
Shout out to them.
entrepreneurs too.
Definitely.
We got
Shout out to
entrepreneurs
everybody.
coming out onto the
That's a
podcast.
fact.
But where did you get that idea from? Because what you're explaining, the city becoming more unified. This is how hip hop started in
Oh,
New
yeah.
York.
That's a
It
fact.
started with boroughs. This is, if anybody who actually researches the birth of hip hop, it was birthed in unified boroughs.
Yeah.
Who created their own scene, their own events.
Right.
You started seeing the different names come out, and Biggie and the people started
Yeah.
to come out, and then they got a wave and a scene. What do you think is holding that back in the city? I think it's bubbling it up now, but
Depends.
I
It's like, let's say, it's, I don't know. I think it's a business thing.
okay. No,
I think-
I 100%
Yeah,
agree with
it's
you.
a business thing now. It's like, if I'm here, you got to get to kind of where I'm at. And
Yeah.
then we can, you know what I'm saying?
No,
Because it doesn't
100%.
make sense. Like I can't just reach out to, homie that's up here, and I'm down here. It don't go that way. Because homie up there, he put in that work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had sleepless nights. So that's all it is. Everybody just got to get to their own. It's a business thing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It definitely is a business thing. Now, homie down there could holler at homie up there, but there's a ticket.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, if you got that ticket, but that's all it is. It's a business thing. But, once everybody's at a level, we're going to, you from Orlando, right? Yeah. What's up? And that's all it, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because now we see each other in festivals. Now we see,
Yeah. Come on.
you know
now,
what I'm
man.
saying?
There's a spirit of collaboration.
Yeah, it'll get there. You know what I'm saying? Once everybody, but I feel that way. You know what I'm saying? If I see anybody from the O at a festival or wherever else, you know what I'm saying? Definitely is gonna be love there because that's whoop-de-whoop.
Yeah.
What's up, homie? Yeah. Now we chopping it up.
Mhm.
Now we talking about, it's not DM. Now we see each other at the same spot.
We building real relationship out here, real
so
connection.
I think it's just that's what it is. People have to be outside more. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Just connecting. You know what I'm saying? Like if just like how we built, we here right now.
Yeah, we out here, bro.
We connected. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much that's what I think.
Absolutely.
Just be outside. You know what I'm saying? Keep working at it, and everybody that's supposed to be there will meet up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how you said it because it brought to mind this thing that I say. It's like I felt like Orlando's music scene was in an adolescent stage where like it was growing through puberty and now it's like maturing. Like I feel
Yeah.
I see a lot of maturing in 2020. Like it's in that teen level stage where it's like it's growing out of infancy. And
That's a fact.
I just hope that all the artists out here carry on that spirit of collaboration. And that's why with Blacklist Society, like just to give more language to you, to the crowd, to the audience, it's like I'm not really trying to compete with anybody. I want to just represent the underground, you know, the obscure artists, the creative misfits out here, those who are not in the limelight every day, but still have a valuable voice and precious talent. Like,
Oh yeah.
this is our scene. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying? Like,
that's a
we're not,
fact.
like, I don't want
I
to
like
compete
this,
with New
though.
York. I don't want to compete with
Nah.
Cali. I don't want
I
to
like
compete
that
with ATL.
because
I'm
those,
building up what we
yeah.
have here.
That's a fact, and you are.
You know what I'm
and
saying?
you know those type of artists that you bring in that you know they're not as social. They're not, you know. Those are the ones that be the special ones, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They you be like, he was on my podcast, or she was on my podcast, or you know, I promise. You know, those are the ones that create even, you know, the weird, you know, like the ones he's weird or they're weird,
Yep.
or what, you know, those are the ones that'll surprise you. You know,
100%.
definitely. They're the most creative. You know what I'm saying?
They got their own style. It's
they
not
got their
watered
own-
down by the outside.
Exactly. It's no one else's. It's theirs.
Well, speaking of the spirit of collaboration, you're going to be coming out to Studio 18 tomorrow to doing an
Definitely.
open mic. Anything that we can expect? Any tracks that you're going to be thinking about putting out? Or
could do a new
maybe
one.
Papyrus? I don't know. What you thinking?
Papyrus.
Shout outs to Simba in Studio 18 for blessing the city with our first open mic that I
That's a
know
fact.
of, and 3 Mask. But, you know, me and Jesse gonna go out there to the open mic, bless it. We can't wait to just connect with y'all. But yeah, what's your thoughts on the open mic tomorrow? What you
I
feeling?
mean, I would do Papyrus. The only thing is, I wrote it so fast that I don't know the words.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
my
You know what
man,
I'm saying?
my
I'm
man
not-
went
I'm not
straight to
gonna-
track.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of songs I write, I could write a song in 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And then I rap it, but I put it to the side and I go to the next one. And I don't listen to all my songs. I listen to some of them.
Gotcha.
A lot. So, yeah.
So you got
I
to
have
take it to the lab tonight and plan what's the best one to make the open mic debut. Is this
Definitely.
gonna be the first open mic in Orlando that you've touched
Yes.
since
Yeah.
a pandemic?
Yes.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. Well,
Mhm.
before we go ahead and bring everything to a close, you want to give some hints to the audience of any project that you plan on dropping before 2020
Definitely.
closes out?
Yeah, I got a project coming out with collaboration with Flacco 4K. Shout out to Flacco.
Shout out to
Shout
Flacco
out to
once
Green
again.
Fever
The
Entertainment.
whole team.
Yeah, shout out the whole team.
We gotta get the team
Um,
out here on the podcast, get some pics in the new
definitely,
studio. You know, get some
definitely.
content out here.
It's gonna be hosted by DJ Belly. He's from Ocala.
Shout outs to
Uh,
DJ Belly.
Shout out to DJ Belly. We got that one coming. It's coming really soon. Shout out to the art designer Punch. Shout out to the graphic designer Graphics. Shout out to Keep It On The Low. Shout out to Jux. Shout out to the team. You know,
Absolutely.
definitely.
What can we
we're
expect from the
grinding.
project? Or can you paint the picture? Or what's the premise of the project?
It's hip
What's the
hop.
energy behind it?
It's hip hop. It's definitely hip hop. You know, it's like, you know, it's that feel like tat for tat. You know, you and your homeboy going tat for tat on tracks.
I love that.
So
we need
it's
that.
one of those.
We need that vibe.
Yeah,
We
we
need
got-
we
we got
need
that.
Orlando, Central Florida hip hop to just fucking burst back out on the scene.
Definitely.
I love that.
Definitely. So it's called 24/8, and
What's the story
that
behind the
one-
name?
the story behind the name. I mean, the
Talk to me.
name. The name is mostly like rookie and legend.
Nice.
If you just look at the name,
Okay.
if you look at the number, 24 and 8.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So that's Kobe. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you know I'm the rookie. I'm coming out, and then you know Flacco. He's a seasoned vet. You know what I'm saying? So
So
that
you just
collab
guys
right
gonna
there.
get the energy back and forth between y'all.
yes,
That's lit.
yeah. It's we definitely got a lot of good songs.
Absolutely.
A lot of good songs. The concept is great. We doing skits on there. It's gonna
Is
be
this your
nice.
first time doing skits on an album?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. So you know it's gonna be really good. It's good. You know I'm excited about it. I had songs that I have songs that I wanted to put on this project, but I'm gonna hold off for my project.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're just gonna keep it hip hop with this one.
So we're gonna wrap up the 2020 year for you with
Mhm.
24/8.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely. Yeah, it should be, end of October to December. We definitely is coming out. Just working on the details right now.
No, absolutely.
Definitely.
Well, when you announce a single, man, hopefully we can have you come back and do a little performance for the audience.
That's what's
Send
up.
it out to the digital world and just let that spread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I'm
Drop the
y'all gonna
merch real
be-
quick. Talk about the merch real quick.
The merch, we do. I have a I'm only doing limited edition shirts. I could do reflector, so I call it limited edition 9.5 reflector tees. So the 9.5 is for like Air Max, cause I like sneakers. So
Yeah.
I'm big on sneakers. So the Air Max is what I rock mostly.
Okay.
So we got those, and then we come up with different designs. Cause I'm like a, I like to tap into stuff that I love to do. Anyways, I love fashion.
Yeah.
So I'm dabbling in the different designs and different ways to make a shirt like really cool.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
I
not
love
just
that.
not just slap a name on there and then it needs to be some different type of splashes to get people like, all right, I'll spend 50 on that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
if you could spend whatever on a designer shirt or wherever on a designer belt or wherever on some Nikes, if it's that splash, people are gonna buy it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the merch is very important because the artist is not gonna be as creative with the music as time goes on. It's not gonna be what you expect. You know what I'm saying? They need time.
Mm-hmm.
They need time to create. They
Mhm.
they might have 200 songs, but they're not all finished.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the merge is important because it brings, that collective, with the fans. Like, hey,
Absolutely.
this is what
It
we-
builds community.
Yeah. So this is a piece of me. This is something I would wear.
Absolutely.
And hopefully they appreciate that.
No, I appreciate the spirit of hustle that you got with the merch, and for any music artist, I think that's a avenue to lean in because it's a stream of income for you that'll probably come before streaming income, from music streams. But I love what you got going on with
Appreciate
the
that.
fashion. Do people just DM you for that, or is
Yeah,
there?
you could DM me. You could
Gotcha.
DM me
Where
for
can people
those.
find you, man?
At Jesse James GFE. That'll be on Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud. I have DistroKid and all of that, but
Mhm.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, waiting to use
drop-
it proper.
Yeah, to use it properly at the moment. But I'm
Absolutely.
gonna definitely use it by the end of the year.
Absolutely.
I have a whole bunch of like original, really powerful, big songs.
Lit.
Yeah.
Well, if you need any assistance working through the
Definitely.
distro or for the release, please touch base with me.
Definitely.
What's the final words? Any final words of encouragement that you'd like to speak over the audience, speak over Orlando?
I mean, pretty much the encouragement I would give is just be creative. Be yourself, and pretty much love what you're doing, because it's not gonna come out good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, well, I fucking appreciate you coming up onto
Appreciate
the
you.
show, man, taking the time out of the day
Thank
to
you,
speak to the
brother.
audience out here. Listen,
Appreciate that.
all of you guys out there, please follow Jesse James, support the SoundCloud, grab the limited edition merch that's going to be dropping. Please stay tuned in October, November while my man drops 24/8. And I hope that as you rewatch this episode, just remember the spirit of collaboration is everything, and you could still build dreams in the midst of a pandemic. My man's been
It's a
out here
fact.
cooking for 7 months, and it is the most powerful 7 months probably of his life and his career. We're seeing the early stages of it. So don't let a pandemic shut your dreams down. I mean, we've been getting busy since pandemic. So find time to create, find time to speak your truth, find time to express yourself, and take a moment out of a day to encourage somebody. Follow my man. I look forward to seeing you out there in the streets. Come vibe with us at Studio 18 at the open mic. We'll drop some clips out there. And just remember, be blessed, be safe, be you. Peace.
Shout out to East Africa. If I could bring back time.
Je ne parle pas de vie.
Time is the longest between two places. I've been to the desert with those who praise him. I wrote this with my eyes closed, I had 2 pages. Jesus died for our sins, would you trade places? I want my body in a tomb in a museum. I had a threesome in Sweden, it felt like I was fighting off demons. I'm like Frederick Douglass fighting for freedom. Papyrus, amulets, the ward off